look at this. It's her book. You can't buy it because it's sold out. Sorry. But it's coming to Kenya in December, so that's a good thing. I am so excited to have Siba Mtongana, Africa's favorite chef, on my show.
Oh,
how are you?
I am fine, and how are you?
I'm good. Welcome to Nairobi.
Thank you so much.
And you brought things. You brought sweet things, which I love.
Everywhere I go, there's always things Siba brings. Good stuff.
We are at Siba's table.
But in Kenya.
In Kenya.
I love it.
Her show is called Siba's Table on the Food Network, and we gave her a table, and she brought food, so this is Siba's Table.
Yes.
Good enough, right?
Sure. Yeah, very good.
What do we have here?
So, I thought often people don't have time to cook, and that's me, in fact, sometimes, because my schedule is very busy. But I do have times where I need to impress. Yes. Because the pressure is always on.
I know, especially for you.
So I've got a very simple recipe that I chop and change each and every time. Beautiful dessert, needs literally minimum cooking.
Even if you're an idiot around cooking like me, I can pull it off?
Oh, you're not an idiot.
Oh, you have no idea.
Really?
You have no idea.
So the only thing that you do in terms of cooking is to take some berries, fresh berries, or you can take some fruit as well, mix them up with icing sugar, which is this one over here, and then add a little bit of water and then let it boil until it becomes a sauce like this.
So for how long does it have to boil before it becomes that?
It depends what fruit it is. If it's berries, then it's usually about 15 to 20 minutes, and also depends how high your heat is. So you need to use judgment, common sense. Okay. Yes, and then if it's other fruits, for instance, it takes slightly longer. So just be patient with it. It's nice that it must simmer and not boil rapidly. Otherwise, it will be too thick. All right. All right. So that's the only cooking you're going to do. Now the next thing is you need some yogurt. Now I went to the shops and I really loved your natural yogurt. Now we've got natural yogurt at home. So
this is without sugar?
So this is without sugar, and it is like, I love your yogurts. They really are amazing. So what you're going to do is you're going to add a little bit of custard, sorry, not custard, sugar.
That's icing sugar?
Icing sugar.
I'm learning, look at me. I am winning at life.
So you just mix this together. Now you could use this as the natural yogurt, but I prefer to make it into a strawberry yogurt. So this is how they make strawberry yogurt.
Okay. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's very easy. You can make your own strawberry yogurt at home if you've got natural yogurt, and that's the one yogurt that I always have at home. Okay. Just mix it in.
It starts to change color as the strawberry is kind of settling in.
Yes, and you know what's lovely is that there's no preservatives, there's no colorants, it's just the natural color of the strawberries. Right, and then I've got some custard. We made it at the hotel because there isn't stoves here. And what we did is, so make your own custard, and I want you to show me your muscle.
Oh dear.
Yes. Okay. You're going to whip for me, whisk. Now let me show you how to whisk. When you whisk something, you want to incorporate air into the mixture so that it becomes nice and fluffy. Okay. So you can either do it two ways, which is like this. So as you do this, the air comes in, or you can do it like this. Okay. So you can do it like, let's do this. Okay. Let's do this so that it doesn't splash. So you're going to do that, and I'm going to add a little bit of sugar to it. All right. Harder, muscle.
Come, harder.
Larry, come.
Okay. Whoa. I'm trying to incorporate air and also doing this as hard as possible. Okay.
Yes. So this, I'll do it for you. I'll be a lot. Can you see though that it's starting to change color, starting to thicken? Okay. So as you do this, fast. Okay. So as you do this, you're incorporating a lot of air, and it becomes nice and thick. And all we're going to do with this is that we want our custard to be nice and fluffy. Right. This is like an option. You don't really have to do this if you have your custard. So you see. So by the way, do you know what butter is made of?
No.
Butter is made of cream that has been churned.
It's made of milk. I could have said that.
Cream, not milk.
Cream. Okay, got it.
All right. So you mix this until it's nice and thick. So it's almost there.
Yeah, okay.
And then you would take your custard, place it in, and then fold it lightly.
Do you prefer store-bought custard or one that you made at home?
I prefer one that I make at home if I've got the time, but I've got absolutely no problem with one that is store-bought, especially if it's good quality. Okay, all right. So it depends. So you see? So it takes no time at all for it to become nice and thick.
Oh, it started to thicken quite nicely.
You see, it has thickened now. So you take your custard, pour it in here, and then you gently fold it in. And for ease of transport, I had to place it into this. Okay. So this is basically cream with custard mixed together. All right. And then you need nice, either a sponge cake or a very nice type of a cake, or you can even use biscuits. And what I'm going to do is just to cut these in half.
All right.
To make sure that they fit in my little, and little is dainty, they call it, is the thing. Dainty. So this is the thing with trifle. I love making trifle, especially if I have big guests. Yeah. Nice big bowl, then you put it in. You must never serve it in the kitchen, because by the time it gets to you, you would not want to eat it, because it's like everything is mixed up together. So place it right at the center if you're making a big one, and let people serve themselves or serve them while watching, because at least they'll see the final product, and then they put, and then if it doesn't look nice after that, it's fine. But even nicer if you've got the time to do individual ones, and I like doing that from time to time.
All right.
So this is our mixture.
So you're not filling the cup entirely.
Not entirely.
You leave some room.
Yes. So, and then we're going to also add. So what you want to do is to have some layers, and it's very important that you use a glass, like nice glass, and it must be clean. Yes. Because you want to see the layers. Because what's the point of using something that is, that is like this, where you won't see the beauty of what it is that you're making. All right. So now next is this compote again. Right now, very gently. Strawberry. Yes. So these are strawberries that I've cooked up, and it's called a compote. There's another version you can do if you don't want to cook at all. Use a blender and just blend them with icing sugar, and that's called a coulis. Yes. All right. That's already starting to look nice. It's starting to look really good, and it's starting to look very delicious. Very delicious, yes. Now, when it comes to desserts or anything in terms of styling, you must always make sure that you've got a little bit of height. So I'm going to use a little bit of this again to give some height. So height above the surface of the plate or definitely the cup you're using? Yes, definitely. So I've got some blackberries. We've got a tree of blackberries at home. Awesome. Some blackberries. Same here. So this is just for the presentation? Presentation. We eat with our eyes, Larry. So presentation is king, I call it. So what I did with this is white chocolate. Yes. And you need a peeler. Do you know a peeler? Yes. I suppose to peel off the surface of the chocolate? Yes. So you literally just It's a bit like grating, right? Not grating, because grating it goes like this. So peeler, literally you take, if you don't have a peeler, let me show you. You take your chocolate slab, you put it in here, and then you scrape it with a knife like this, but very hard, and then you get these nice rolls. All right. Yes. So all we do now is just to garnish. So we just garnish. Now, if you do these chocolate shavings beforehand, they are very sensitive because it's chocolate. Yes. Therefore, they need to be in the fridge. Otherwise, they will melt. And it's even better if you don't use your hands, because often your hands are quite warm. If you use either a metal spoon, but for this case, we're going to use this one. All right. So you can be literally dainty with it. And that is the final product. Yes, that's the final product. So what are we going to call this? What are you calling this? So this is trifle gone gourmet. Oh, trifle gone gourmet. Yes, and then we've got some icing sugar that we're just going to dust. Ta-da! Ta-da, voila! Dessert in how many minutes? That was like, what, 5 minutes? Dessert is ready. Dessert is ready. I can just dedicate the rest of my life to doing good desserts, and I never have to cook. Awesome. Yes. How did you get into cooking, Siba? I got into cooking from a very young age. I loved. You know what? As you talk, I'm just going to take one of these. Take one of these. And the rest of everybody at home is just going to have to watch me eat. Eating. Thank you. It's a pleasure. You said we eat with our eyes. We have a phrase for that in Swahili. Yes. It's called kula kwa macho. Yes. So the rest of you are going to kula kwa macho as I actually eat this. Yes, so tell us about... So I loved cooking when I was growing up. Really do enjoy it. Oh, this is delicious. It's delicious. I love it. It's very This is why I'm fat, because I like dessert. Fat what? Really, Siba, don't flatter me. Larry. We love Larry. So when I was growing up, I loved cooking, loved watching my mother cook, and she usually cooked traditional dishes. And then I did maths and science in high school, loved that as well. And in fact, my mother wanted me to be a doctor. Right. Which African child did their mother not want them to be a doctor? I know, right? Yes. It's because it's a proper career. It is a proper career, so they say. And after that, she wanted me to be a lawyer, but I thought I was going to be the first female president. It will probably go. It is not too late, Siba.
Siba. You can
not
still
too
do
late.
it.
To go like, Viva Sibalicious. Anyway, so I decided that I want to take food as a career. And my parents said, no, never. Food is a hobby and not something you can do.
Nobody makes a career out of food.
Yes, and they thought I was going to work for a white man somewhere all my life, especially given our past. So
yes,
you'd
this
understand,
is pre-apartheid South Africa.
Yeah, this is pre-apartheid.
Yes.
In fact, we had just gotten over apartheid.
Oh, this is just after 94.
Yeah, post 94.
But you went on to varsity and studied something food related.
Yes. So I told them that, Mama, just give me 1 year. That's all I'm asking. And they gave me the 1 year, and I studied food and consumer sciences, which was a 4-year degree, and I did so well. I'm a high achiever.
Yeah, congratulations.
I did so well in that degree to a point where I was sponsored by our Department of Agriculture. I was chosen to be sponsored by the Department of Agriculture, and I was a junior lecturer, an assistant lecturer, helping younger students who were coming in to make sure that we all grow together.
Excellent.
And after that, there was a time where I had no job for 9 months.
Was that before or after you?
After
9 months. Then you
university.
went on to Drum.
Yes, and then I went on to
magazine.
Drum Magazine, and even that came as a wonderful referral by my lecturers. Was food editor for Drum Magazine. I had a show called Cooking with Siba.
Look at you. This is just straight out of varsity.
Yes.
You're food editor for Drum Magazine, a weekly magazine. So you have to,
magazine.
you have 4 pages every week?
So I had 4, and then it increased to 6 pages.
Recipes and stuff about food.
You probably know what deadlines are.
I know.
So if you work for weekly magazines, it's like you work hard, you get your deadline and it's done, and then the next week is the same thing. It's crazy.
Rinse and repeat.
Yes, I really enjoyed it. It was drama. It was just amazing. And so Drum sold Cooking with Siba to the Caribbean, to Europe, and to the Middle East. Yes, it still is there even now. And that's where Food Network saw me.
Wow. Hang on. What you're forgetting to say is that the Food
Yes.
Network came to South Africa and they were looking for somebody.
Yes.
And they would look through 400, they maybe auditioned 400 people.
They told me
And you
the
were not
story.
one of those 400
I
people.
wasn't one of those 400 people.
And they didn't find anybody.
They didn't find. In fact, they went back to London and they were going through people and they were saying that maybe this person
maybe we
could be
might
the
take
one.
this one, yeah.
But there's something missing.
Yeah.
And there I was, flip through the channels. They found me and they're like, "Where's she from? Where's she from? Hope she's South African."
Yeah.
And I so happened to be South African because
Wow.
that's where they wanted the talent. And literally, I can say the rest is history. Now with this show, Larry, it's been
Siba's Table, it's incredible. People love it all across the continent.
love of God from Kenya, I must say, has been absolutely amazing.
We love good food.
Yeah, I can see that.
And we love good dessert.
We call it in our language khali khali, meaning
Oh,
you
khali
can
khali.
look, but you can't have.
It's definitely like Kula Komacho.
Yes.
So you've been here. Everybody's studio is going crazy. You've been here at the This Is Africa launch.
Yes.
This is the point where I bring in Nancy.
Yes.
Nancy Onyango, do you want to join us as I handle my dessert and tell us what This Is Africa is all about and how you got Siba in here? She's amazing. Yes, Nancy. What is This Is Africa?
This Is Africa is an online Pan-African platform, and what we're doing is we're championing for young Africans to feel a sense of pride and identify themselves with the continent and to be super proud to be Africans, and to also celebrate people like Siba who are doing phenomenal stuff in the continent and are just champions in their own right. So we just want to create a platform where we can be able to share information, we can be able to introduce such people across the continent. And it's important because we have so many similarities, like Siba's story.
Yes.
And how much love she's finding in Kenya. She's surprised.
Yeah. So we brought her for our launch. She's our brand ambassador. And I think it's very important as young people to, as much as it looks gloomy because of many things, to realize that we have lots of inspiring stories. We have many people who are willing to open up and avail themselves to give the support. So Siba has been doing lots of mentorship programs in South Africa, and she's actually planning to have a meet and greet tomorrow.
Ah, yes. I was going to talk about that. So the meet and greet is happening tomorrow for your fans in Nairobi. Tell them.
Yes. So it's happening tomorrow, and it is at the Upper Hill at the Radisson Blue Hotel. Radisson Blue Hotel is from 3 to 5. Now, we're supposed to go back to Mombasa and enjoy a bit of time with my husband, but people were complaining on social media saying, Siba, you're in the country, but why would you not?
We weren't invited for the launch.
It's open for everyone. So it's decided, you know what, we can always come back because we are coming back again.
And you people don't know this, but you and your husband, Brian, were on honeymoon in Kenya.
In Kenya, in Mombasa, in Malindi.
How was it?
Oh, it was amazing. You know, your seafood is the best.
I know.
You had the biggest prawns. Like when I talk about food, it's almost like I want to cry.
I like how your face lights up when you talk about food. It's amazing.
You had prawns like this big. Like I have a picture on my social media. The prawn was this big. I was like, it was amazing. Yeah, I would love Kenya.
So the meetup tomorrow at the Radisson Blue, 3 to 5 p.m.?
Yes.
Can anybody come?
PM. Anyone can come. It's open for everybody. The hotel, I said to them, they must expect a lot of people, so the hotel is ready.
Awesome.
So please come, share some love with Siba. I love your country and I love you all.
And you're going to bring back the kids now? You've got 3 kids.
Yes, I've got 3 kids, 2 little boys and a little Sibaki, a little girl, which is great.
Awesome. This has been really, really, really lovely having you.
Thank you.
And the dessert was amazing. It's done, by the way. I don't know. I'm just a hungry human being. I finished everything. If you kept talking, I would have grabbed another one and just kept going.
Oh, Larry.
Siba, ngiyabonga.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. So impressed, ngiyabonga. Asante sana.
Oh, karibu. I'm very impressed as well. You have learned something about our language.
Yes.
Oh man, this is awesome. Check her out on social media. Watch her show. It's called Siba's Table on the Food Network. And buy her book when it comes to Kenya in December, okay? It's called Welcome to My Table.
Yes.
Right? It's called Welcome to My Table.
Yes.
On Syrian Food Network. What are we doing right now? We're going to go to the break. Before that, Kristen is here looking at some of the feedback. What are they saying about Siba? Do they love her? Of course they do. Everybody loves her. Kristen?
Of course, everyone loves her. I mean,
yes.
Yeah. Someone Murai saying, venye mafisi wanaandika hiyo recipe.
This is how people are watching the recipe.
I love it.
Okay, what else is out there?
Yes, that girl is saying, oh, a big fan of Siba's Table on Food Network. She's a good cook.
Oh, look at the emoji. The emoji game is on point. Yes.
Njoroge June is saying, I'm dropping my saliva one after another. It looks lovely, very delicious.
Trust me, it is delicious.
It is, right? Mercy saying, one of the best chefs ever, and her recipes are so simple. Bruno says, ukishapewa chakula yenye imepikwa na Larry kwa the trend.
After you've been given the food that I made on the trend, this is what you're going to do afterwards.
Oh my gosh. I love your sense of humor. I love it.
Thanks. They're hysterical. All right, what is that?
Yeah, the last one, Miss Oweri saying, so stoked to see Siba in Kenya. I literally live for her show on Sunday mornings.
Oh, that is so awesome. Look, like you said, so much love.
So much love.
Tell us, what's your food inspiration or your policy? How do you make amazing meals, real quick?
So, when I worked for Drama Magazine, one of the biggest things they taught us is that you must make food accessible for everyone. It must be easy, everyone must be able to cook it, and it mustn't be too highbrow, meaning too expensive.
But is that possible in your world? Because it's a gourmet world where everything must look so expensive and so posh.
Yes. Well, I do a bit of both. If you look at my recipes, it's a bit of both, even with health. Like the recipes are quite healthy, but I do have times where I just indulge. Girl must indulge. So it's a bit of both because the market is so vast. I mean, the show, let me tell you this, the show is in Africa, in the Middle East, it is in Europe, in Asia, in America, and there's one more that I didn't count.
Wow.
So it's vast. So when I create the recipes, I must think global, but at the same time I must still be South African and African, you know, so all those factors come into play, but I must always make it easy because people don't have time to slay in the kitchen.
We love it, Siba. Thank you so much.